So it's finally here and we can already see the comment box lighting up. The CDJ 3000. But how does it compare to the SC6000 by Denon? Today we're going to find out. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's DJ Holland and this is the eagerly awaited CDJ 3000 by Pioneer DJ. Now we've been waiting quite a while for this player. Obviously the CDJ range has been on top of its game since the original CDJ 500 all the way back in 1995. But the last update we got to the flagship player was the CDJ 2000 Nexus 2 back in 2016. And over the last 4 years there has been a big shift in the marketplace. We've seen Denon DJ come out with not just one but two flagship players. This is the latest one, the Denon SC6000. This itself was released earlier this year, but due to COVID-19 and some of the restrictions has only just started shipping. So these two are hitting shelves or reaching customers, should I say, around the same time. But we've known about the SC6000 and its capabilities for a long time now. And with all its advancements and its technology, a lot of people have been looking at Pioneer DJ and thinking, what is next? You know, what is Pioneer going to come out with to combat the threat and the technology being showcased by Denon DJ? Now, we're not going to go through absolutely every single difference between these two devices. We do have a full in-depth guide and review of the brand new CDJ 3000 put together by Jamie Hartley. Please do go watch that if you want to learn absolutely everything that's new inside here. We'll have a link in the top right hand corner, just up there, for this in-depth guide. But the CDJ 3000 on first view will leave a lot of people a bit confused. It doesn't look that different to its previous models. Obviously, it's a bit bigger. There's this massive screen now dominating the unit. And there's other features that we've seen teased in other products. So we've got an in-jog display, first seen in the DDJ 1000, and obviously made very popular in the XDJ XZ. But on first view, it doesn't look too different. It's not too radical. Whereas when the SE5000 and 6000 players came out, it was a big departure from what people had previously imagined a DJ deck to look like and operate. So the CDJ 3000 doesn't look that different, and there's a really good reason for that. Now you see, the two companies have got two completely different approaches to their user base and to their technology. You see, you can think of Pioneer DJ a lot like Apple and their iPhone. Every update is a small incremental update, and you know, moving from one iPhone to the next doesn't feel like a massive departure. There's not a massive jump in technology. The icons, the homepage always kind of feels the same, and there's a nice familiarity. It doesn't matter if you've got an iPhone 3 or an iPhone 7. You can pick them up and operate them. They work in the same way. Whereas you can imagine Denon DJ a bit more like Android. There's always some cutting edge feature. You know, it looks different. It operates differently, but it's more cutting edge. And that's a really good way to view these two players and how they sit in the marketplace. Now, they are two competing players, there's no doubt in that. And these are two flagship players. But their approach is completely different. The CDJ 3000 has to serve an audience and a marketplace that's currently dominated already by Pioneer DJ. The CDJ range of players, the 2000s, all the way through to the 2000 Nexus 2, they've been out for 10 years now, and they are found in almost every single nightclub, every single festival stage. They just are there, and people know how to use them. You can rock up with a USB stick designed, exported for use with a CDJ 2000, and you can plug it into this 3000, and the layout of the menus is practically the same. The hotkeys are there. Your buttons feel pretty much the same. It's all nicer and it's been built to a better standard, but it's familiar and it works. The Denons, on the other hand, have a wealth of technology inside them, a wealth of options that, unless you started on Denon player, you might feel a little unfamiliar with at first. So if we take the display, for example, we've got a big 9-inch display on the top of this Pioneer DJ CDJ 3000. Now this is 150% brighter than the screen in the older CDJ 2000 Nexus 2. And they've used the space, the bigger space, to greater effect. You know, you can have stacked waveforms on here. You can have the tri-coloured waveform, which was first seen in the Rekordbox 6 update on here. And you have access to more features, such as beat loops, key shifts, and beat jumps on the screen itself. But the screen technology, the panel, is the same technology that was in the CDJ 2000 Nexus 2. It's an old school pressurized touchscreen, whereas the Denon is a big, nice 10-inch multi-touch glass screen. So this feels much more like an iPad mini, for example. You can pinch and zoom on your waveforms, for example, and you can swipe to load a song in. Now, you can swipe through your browsing playlists on here, but that's about it. The screen technology almost forces the DJ to go back to the browse knob, which is exactly how we used the older CDJ, so it feels familiar. Now, there's been a lot of work done internally. There's now a multi-core processing unit inside the CDJ 3000. Pioneer DJ claimed this is the most powerful processor of any DJ player on the market, and coupled with the gigabit Ethernet on the back, I've never known a player load songs as fast as this right here. However, that's all it seems to be doing with all that power at the moment. Now, I don't know if this is the most powerful processing unit inside a deck. All I know is when I load a song, even if it's a linked song from a different player, it loads like that. And so do the hot cues and the waveform. It's all just instantaneous. However, this deck isn't capable of analyzing songs. You still have to use your computer for Rekordbox, analyze your tracks on USB, and then plonk them in here. The processor inside the Denon SC6000 and 5000 can actually, analyze the song on the deck itself. It's also capable of playing 2 tracks at once. There's 2 audio outputs on the back of this device. You can have 2 layers playing at once, basically 2 decks inside one. And on top of that, you have access via Wi-Fi or the Ethernet port on the back to access streaming services. So we've got Tidal, SoundCloud, BeatSource, Beatport. Now, a lot of people in the comments below will be just tearing their hair out going, why hasn't it got 2 decks? Why hasn't it got streaming? Why can't it do slicer? And why can't it do all this kind of stuff? They might come in future updates. The CPU has been built into this device. It's very powerful, and they're saying that there is going to be future updates to come to this device, so it should get better in time. This hasn't gone out there to steal the headlines with new technology. It has been designed to remain the player of choice on the professional scene. Denon are desperately trying to get into that, and they are making great products, but it's not familiar and it's not the industry standard just yet. The integration of multi-touch, which feels familiar to kids growing up with iPads and anyone that's used a smartphone. The layout of the pads along the bottom, just like a controller. This is a device which will appeal very much so to the next generation of DJs. The fact that it can access so many streaming services, we're seeing so many DJs adopting streaming as their way of getting into DJing. Everyone seems to have a Tidal subscription or a Spotify subscription these days, and streaming seems to be the future. And this is a device that really is going after that next generation. The CDJ 3000 is a product that's serving its existing user base extremely well. And I don't really think Pioneer DJ have taken too much consideration of the younger DJs with this specific product. There's other products such as the DJ XZ, XDJ XZ that are designed for that. And that's why these 2 products, although both very brilliant and both on paper will be compared and people will try and, say one's better than the other. I think the way to look at this is look at the market that it's trying to achieve. If you're a professional DJ, the CDJ 3000 is the most likely player you're going to play on in either a big club or a festival. This is going to be the player that will still be installed. If you're a prosumer, a consumer who wants one at home, you might still be a professional DJ, but you're looking for something for your own personal use, then the Denon DJ is obviously the player to go for. It's it's around £1,900 cheaper here in the UK It has a lot more technology packed inside of it. You know, there's more connectivity with the hard drive bay, 3 USB slots and 1 SD card slot compared to the 1 SD and 1 USB on here. You're going to get a lot more for your money, but that isn't of concern to the 3000 user. The 3000 user wants to show up with their USB that they've used for the last 10 years in clubs, touring, plug it in and it work. And that's why this player is still at the top of its game. Let us know your thoughts about these two products. As I've mentioned earlier, we have got a full in-depth review of both. Just click the link in the top right hand corner. Let us know which one will you be going for and which one do you look forward to playing on most. Let us know in the comments below. Play nicely. The Pioneer versus Denon arguments always get really heated and there's no need for it. These are both superb devices. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done already, and make sure you hit that bell icon so you're notified when we upload more videos just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in another video sometime soon.